Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Lighting Your Sunshine, where we like to shine a light within and empower ourselves. So today we are going to use Kuan Yin Oracle, Golden Universal Tarot, pew 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 pew, and Spirit Allies. So let's just shake it up and see what wants to come out. So we have Gates of Heaven, just one of these. Got mushroom. And then, let's see what comes out for this. I only laughed because you know what? I actually was trying to record this before. And in the first reading, I used only the Kuan Yin and only this one. And the download that I had before, so the download was like very strong. And they started singing Earth, Wind, Fire, September. And they were like, do you remember the 21st of September? And I was like, in this vision that I saw, I was like, actually I do. And I was about to tell my story about how I remember that day so vividly and clear. And instead, Sophia from the Golden Girls came and was like, picture it, Sicily, 19, blah, blah, blah. And then, so Golden was an important part. And in it, there was like, Kuan Yin, there was 4 sisters of the rising sun. So 4 of them. And then the next one was like Weaver of the Golden Dawn. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then in the Spirit Ally, I pulled Nyx. And then I had Taurus, so both of those like night constellation. And I got so tripped up on the freaking mushroom. And the mushroom, I kept pulling and pulling and pulling. So I got Angel Light, which kind of made me think of angels out of this world. And then I got Aquarius, and it was like the jug, but it was in reverse, like pouring back down to earth. And I was like, as an Aquarius, I got so frustrated. I was like, I should understand this. And then I realized that it was like literal, that the mushroom was showing psychedelic thinking. And then yeah, there was just so much space and wasted time in that reading, so I stopped it. And then I tried again. I was like, and then I only used the 2, and I can't even tell you what came out for that. Not at all. And I was like, I just don't feel connected to this. So I pulled, I don't want to share too much like personal stories in it. I want to try and make it be focused on whatever, but those are the stories they keep showing me. So in one of them, I pulled Durga because, oh yeah. So I was like, I don't feel connected to these cards. And then they're like, that's because you're trying to do so much at once. And then I pulled just one. They're like, you need to simplify things. You need just one. So I pulled, and it was like Yin, the Yin goddess, and oh wait, there's the Sisters of the Sun one. But then I pulled the Yin goddess, and that was like slow, Yin Empress, my bad. And then Durga came with it. And I got mad downloads. I got like a headache, like I had to like, and it was all about like protection of your energy. And I kind of went off on like a little rant. And I actually had to like pause it. I'm like, this energy is too intense. And I walked away. So then I had to start over again. And yeah, that was my little rant. And now we got the mushrooms again. So just 3. Just the 3. I got 2 so far and 3. Okay. So we got Gates of Heaven. We got the mushrooms. So the Gates of Heaven is like the Kuan Yin energy. So knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door, they're singing. We got psychedelic energy out of this world. And so to start out, we have 6 of Pentacles. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And then over here, we've got the Devil. So what's going on here? I'm hearing a song, slow down, you're moving too fast. Because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest freaking knight of all the pentacles, right? Swords, wands, fire, all that is like super fast. But when it comes to like earthly possessions and things, it's just so slow. And so I feel like someone trying to push things to make things happen faster than they want it to. And the more and more you try to push, it seems to like keep you trapped or binded to something. But there needs to be this equal give and take. And so I feel like someone's giving and giving and giving, or taking and taking and taking, but it's not reciprocated. Yeah, I hear someone wants change so bad, and they're saying like you can't just come and like force change. That's kind of energy I get. Like, but show me a little bit of clarification on all of these, actually. Mostly the double one. Why is that there? Okay, so 1. 2. And 3. Okay, so the very first one with the Knight of Pentacles and like force and pushing, we had the 3 of Cups, but it was in reverse. And so it seems like there's this community of friends are coming together, but you can't force it. You can't force. That's interesting. Because in that intense one with the Durga and the protection, I'm getting goosebumps again. I kind of talked about how yesterday I had the coolest freaking insight. And it was loud and it was so clear. And so in that reading, it really talked about needing to protect your energy from like, actually, I'm just going to read it. It's not coming out in it, but the energy is still there because it was important. So Durga, my energy is worth protecting. A deeply revered deity in Hinduism, Durga is referred to as the mother goddess. Her name could be translated to fort, in relation to her highly protective nature. Durga is often associated with motherhood and is pictured with 8 arms and each one holds a symbolic object. Your energy may be feeling drained or fragile, and it is important to protect it. The stories of Durga's fortifying nature are a reminder of how essential it is to remain steady in your boundaries. This doesn't mean that you need to shut everyone out, but rather create conscious relationships with others who will help lift you up. Determine what values are important to you and search for others who feel the same. Stay vigilant while others who cross your path will be sure that you don't energetically feed them more than you need to. Focus on shifting yourself into your ideal vibration and witness how you attract people who align with the aligned version of you. So I had this really cool freaking insight and download. It was so loud and clear. It kind of came off of the Injustice and Transatlantic Cable one, which is like so out of my thing. Like it's a pure magical adventure. And I was so excited because it came from the songs of Sublime. And so obviously I was just enjoying it. I had the coolest downloads. I wanted to make a video on it. And then I kind of got a little bit energetically attacked. And I had kind of opened myself up to this attack. And was it the individual? Not quite per se, but it's who they align themselves with. And so I really do think that you are a collection of your 5 closest people. And so if you're hanging out with people who have toxic energy, who throwing that shit around and manipulation and whatnot, yes, I thought that we aligned, but there's also another yin-yang side to them, right? Because over here we had the yin. And the yang part of them, by being so open and so trusting to them, I didn't properly protect myself. And it just made me sick to my stomach. I felt like throwing up the rest of the day. And I kept trying to like let go of the energy because in the previous reading, previous readings was like 4 ways on how not to take that energy. But this is someone that I thought shared alignment, but I see in that I really did need to kind of protect myself from this, because they were kind of in alignment with others who aren't in alignment with me, who do not wish me well. And so that's what I see. It's like forcing this thing, like it's like pay attention to who's around you and the energy, and build slow, because the Knight of Pentacles is extremely slow moving. And like, don't be so quick to give your cup and join in on everything. Sometimes people see 3 as a crowd, and there's like secret competition or hate energy, and not many people, I don't know, that kind of plays into like jealousy and those kind of things. And to balance the yin and the yang, the giving and the receiving, it takes a lot of mental control. It takes the heart. It takes so much, right? It's not just like a boom, I woke up and I was this way. I mean, you have access to be that way, very easy, but to actually go within and to see the illusion. Sorry, this one was underneath that, balancing 6 of Pentacles, giving and receiving. With this in the upright, it would be like you don't see who you're giving to. But in this story, I'm taking away my story now, but in the story of this, it's like you see exactly who you're giving to and taking from, and that they don't wish you well. So for someone to actually align with those kind of energies, and not stand up. Okay, so this is underneath the Devil card. To not actually stand up and be like, this isn't right? This person is my friend, is whatever, in alignment. They just let the other people shit talk and do all these things. And so, right, normally you don't really want that conflict in that, but sometimes you do need to stand up to this energy. So for someone not to stand up to this energy and allow another to get berated, is not cool. And so what am I seeing? I'm seeing gates of heaven. Oh, now the mushrooms make sense. I see this as like Mario. It's me, Mario. And gates of heaven. It's like you eat the mushroom and you grow and you level up and you do those things. And you get a super tail and you fly and you do all those fun things. Oh man, I love playing video games. I miss playing video games. So what about this? Because in this story, I see it's just so quick to trust others, so quick to be a part of something, but it's not equal give and take and balance. And you see it, you know that by giving into this, the scales are going to be unbalanced. That there is a little bit of toxicity to it, and that you're seeing very clear. The moon, the illusions, you see, you know, your heart. And so, I don't know, there is a need for, especially to ignore it and be like, it's fine, whatever, they'll grow out of it. No, they're not going to grow out of it, and it ain't cool, and it's not fucking right. So, I don't know about you, but I go to once you kind of figure out like what your beliefs and values are, like myself, like I'm all about equality and justice. I feel like, yeah, I'm just like an Aquarius through and through. But what about this? Pull 2 more. So we have Daughter of the Phoenix, and then we have Sister of the Rising Sun in reverse. So obviously these look like they're on fire, and Phoenix rises again, over and over again. A new day, a new something. I'm getting mad chills in the masculine energy, in the yang. Seems to be funny. Oh, hey, look, and then the Taurus came through, which came out in the last reading. But I guess I had to restart things over and over again, right? That phoenix rising. Oh my gosh, this is my 4th time trying to record this video. And in the earth, wind, fire, earth, wind, fire, water. Obviously you need all the elements. The 4 seasons. What about the 4 seasons? That's my other favorite song. So September, do you remember the 21st of September? And then they fast forwarded to now December, about the love we had. And then so 4 seasons sang December 1963. Do, 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 do. Oh, what night. And the Nyx song came, or Nyx card came. I got snake. Nyx was nighttime, darkness, someone pretending that they don't see something. And the moon card is like, you see, you know, you see snakes there. And what's the Taurus trying to tell me? You can't pretend to be good when you allow such shitty things to happen. Because here I'm seeing that knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. And you need to stand up to injustice. You can't, right? I'm seeing the bull. The bull is like thou shalt not cross kind of things, right? It's stable, it's reliable, it's whatever. But I'm seeing growth. I'm seeing, I don't know. If you're going to stay attached to the devil and you're going to pretend like it doesn't happen, then you can't get there. You can't go to the next phase, the next level. Every day is exactly the same because you're not growing and you're not learning from your lessons. And there seems to be people outside, but you're tied to that energy. December. Oh, what night. Oh yeah, Nyx. The night. The pretending that things aren't happening. What goes bump in the night. And it's saying like you need to face it. You need to rise up. Daughter of the Phoenix. Daughter of the Phoenix. Phoenix rising. In this one, in a lot of the ones before on the one reading, there was like a lot of flowers. And so that's what I kind of saw with the mushrooms. And the mushrooms was, and that one came out as like physical psychedelic drugs, but I'm seeing earth and medicine. At one point it was the golden girls, the golden reishi mushroom, which doesn't take hallucinogenics. It is to actually use as health benefits. It's at making the body feel better. And what else wants to come through, Spirit? I just see someone have their energy extremely very scattered because they are tied to something very toxic. And they keep pretending that they're nice, that they're of the light, of the learning from their lessons, but they're not. And so they go and three's a crowd, and once there's 3, they let the other person backstab and talk and spew toxic negative energy that makes you want to throw up because it's just gross. It's so gross. And not saying to be judgmental or anything like that, but you can feel like you can't pretend it's not a thing. Here, the yellow tiger mother, like whoever this is. Okay, so it went back to, where'd that card go? Oh, it's hiding underneath. It doesn't want to have this moment because here it's the daughter of the phoenix, but this one's saying, even the back to it, it's like, I don't want to, but you gotta. It's the here the yellow tiger mother, like you got a tiger power. Especially with this, it seems to be going on for seasons and seasons and seasons. And I don't know, it's like the sun will always rise, but in this, it's just darkness after darkness after darkness. There is no light. You need to tap into that courage, that power, and with that starts a new cycle, and the next season. It can't stay, okay, as I said, in the past ones, there was like flowers. It was like so many flowers all the time. And it's like, well, you can't always live in the eternal spring or eternal summer. That would be great. That would be joy. But in this, it's like you must go through the darkness with the Nyx and the moon. And right, we're rising up out of the darkness to get back to the sun. You can't truly appreciate the sun, the summer, unless you've been through the cold, through the dark, through the depths. So someone is staying small in the daughter role, and then it's kind of sad, to be honest, because it shows up as, you know how like some ghosts don't even know that they died, and so they just keep living their day over and over and over again, when they could go to the light, they could go to the Sisters of the Rising Sun, they could have that phoenix rebirth changing moment, but instead they're trapped in eternal darkness. And I don't know, it's just a sad energy. And I was mad yesterday because I really wanted to share that download. Like, there's so many other cooler things like should have been focused on, but this one seemed to be prevalent. So I don't know, especially when it comes to like snake energy. Like, okay, let me move some stuff around. I don't know what to do here. Okay. One more of this. Those are good. But these need to move. Okay. Sorry, something's not right here. And there needs to be a change and a realignment. Things need to be moved around, and there's a need to face something head on. There's a conflict that you've been avoiding, and it takes away your balance. It puts you in an eternal darkness, and I don't know, it's just a sad energy, to be honest. One more of this and two of those. Okay. Because there should be fire. Someone should be fired. It's lazy. It's eternal darkness. And then we have Mother of Mercy. Underneath, hear the yellow tiger mother. So you need to stand up. You need to speak. This isn't fair because injustice has happened. You're not helping you, you're not helping the other. And everyone else who comes across this person's path. Because they fight everyone. They harm people. People are being hurt. And so for you to stand up and be like, yo, knock it off. All it does is, it's like one person. I don't know. I feel like this person has to just talk to one person. And by doing so, so many people will stop being harmed. But I don't know. There's a toxic bond here. Maybe that's why I was annoyed in the last reading. I totally was like, all of a sudden I just had this like angsty whatever type feeling. Okay, and this one. And then yesterday's reading, which really, we've got Leo in reverse and we've got Frog. And so in the previous reading, there was a frog, and it talked about like this heart, needing a heart activation. There's no heart in whatever this is. This one, like knocking on heaven's door, it's like, no, you can't come in because you didn't, you attached yourself to the devil. You see exactly what you need to do, what to say, but you refuse to. And by turning a blind eye, you allowed so many people to get harmed and hurt. And so there's that rebirth. Yesterday's was about like a heart activation and like this inner child healing. And it said it was an origin story to start something new. And whatever that was, it will play out indefinitely. It was healing. It had something to do with healing and inner child, or possibly even children. And then we have Leo in reverse. So that makes me think of the cowardly lion. And that is underneath the daughter of the phoenix. So someone is being a coward, that they don't want to stand into their power and have this healing moment of rising up against indifference and toxic, I don't know, there's just, justice needs to prevail, I keep hearing. And then one last one. And I feel like I'm supposed to read this one, but we have the Tao. The Tao. The Tao. Where did all the boxes go? Over here. Because that's what I kind of feel like they think they're doing, but they're not doing it. And so, the Tao. The Tao is always flowing, always nourishing life into creation, always presenting steps and solutions, and always reminding us that we are perfection in this moment. You are being guided to relax and allow life to flow. Beloved, you are being invited to move into a more advanced spiritual classroom of the soul. So this person doesn't want to right? Especially when it comes to like spirituality and these kind of things, it's almost like you're held to a higher standard. And so, because you know better, right? There's some souls that can like go out there and, right, they're stuck in their toxic, low vibing energy. And so they do things, they do illegal things and stuff, and they don't seem to get the repercussions. And that's because that's for their soul to grow and evolve. But these people are hurting so many people. But when you know better, when you have the heart and the mind to understand these concepts and you're on a spiritual mission, you're held to a higher standard. And so you need to speak up when you're called to, when you see injustice, when you see these things. So, you're going into a more advanced spiritual classroom of the soul. Sometimes we think that more advanced means more effort, and yet in spiritual matters, as we mature, we become more able to stop attempting to control and direct from our more limited perspective, instead become open to receiving and being directed by higher forces, which include our own divine essence, at one with the source of all. This does not mean that we become a loose leaf blowing about by the winds of fate. It means rather that we become like bamboo, strong within ourselves and able to move in this direction or that without losing our power. In fact, our flexibility can become part of what makes us a powerful instrument of divine creativity and healing. There are times when the Tao, the mystery of the source endlessly unfolding, calls us to strongly be flexible and to stop fighting against the flow, and instead let us move and let it move us. It is the difference between trying to swim all the way to shore, not even knowing if we are heading in the right direction, but just thinking that we could be, on the other hand, and allowing the cosmic wave to lift us, carry us, and deposit us on the shoreline, and the right shoreline for us, quickly with grace. But why would it be so easy, you might wonder? The challenge is not to try and force life to unfold according to our whims, but to grow in trust, wisdom, self-love, self-worth, so that we become capable of surrendering. The way is effortless, yet the journey to be able to surrender into the way is not always so effortless. We can make our molehills into mountains unintentionally, and so you are being asked to let go now, to relax and allow life to do what it does, which is to flow. Life, the Tao, is more powerful than any apparent obstacle. The Tao flows through all situations and presents natural solutions. No matter how unsolvable those situations may appear to be, it just needs to be allowed to do so. So, to continue to try and hold on and force things. Okay. This person sees that there's injustice being done. They see that they're attached to a force, and by hanging out with this devil energy, that's you going against the Tao. The Tao is telling you to step up into this phoenix moment, to have this rising. It's trying to take you to a higher classroom, and you know what to do, you know what to say. By you avoiding whatever this fight is, by speaking your truth, by stepping into the lion energy, it almost causes, it's almost like you latching on to this devil energy. I don't know, that's what I just keep seeing. It's like, well, I can't let this go, I can't speak up, I can't whatever, because I don't know why you think that, but it's stopping you and your soul's evolution. And you have a choice. You can go with the flow that they have been trying to show you here, or you could stay the same. You could stay attached, and by not confronting this fear is actually going to cause you more problems in the long run. You're going to fight harder by not fighting. You think that by speaking up and making a choice that you're avoiding it all, but it's going to come around again, and because it's not balanced, you see what you have to say and do and where to go. You have that standard, but it's just going to blow up in your face. That's all I keep seeing. It's just sad. And the more you resist this Phoenix rising moment, I don't know, man. What am I not seeing here? The more and more you keep resisting your growth, the more and more you will stay the cowardly lion. You're meant to step into the yellow tiger mother energy, not be a daughter that refuses to ever ignite that spark, to grow, to blossom. Flowers are important here, not the mushrooms. The flowers are, the blossoming, not the 1, 2, 3. 3 is important here. Something to do with threes and fighting and conflict. Now I'm seeing Mario, and when it comes to Mario, right, he eats the mushroom, he grows. Then he eats it, and then he got firepower. And then he eats it again, he gets a tail. There's something to do with levels and elevation, and it's like, why are you resisting your growth, your soul growth, the balance? By you saying, no, I don't want to go to the next one, is not going with the Tao. And so, what do I see? You're going to get bit by the snake. The snake is going to bite you. And all you have to do to avoid that is to go with the flow. You see injustice, you speak about injustice. Because I feel like by staying small and always trying to, especially on this one, Giving a little bit of energy here, giving a little bit of energy here, giving a little bit of energy here, giving a little bit of energy here. What about you? What about what you want and how you feel? You're stopping a golden opportunity for you. This is going to bite you in the ass down the road. And it's sad. You're going to stay, oh, I feel crying. I feel like, I don't know, whoever this energy is, like it's a tough decision to make. I feel them. It's not tough when you go with the flow, when you go with the Tao. Maybe you might not know what the Tao is, so maybe that's something that you can look into, because there is a need for kindness and compassion, but this is coming at a cost to you. And I think that's the scary part of this, is like, you are keeping yourself small, you're pulling yourself back, you're staying stuck and attached to this devil energy. You're avoiding conflict, but in your soul, it's the pressure. There's so much pressure. It's building and building and building and building. And I feel like I'm supposed to read about mercy, because I feel like you're not being taken into this. I feel like crying. Why do I feel like crying? It's scary, but you need courage. Let's just read the top part. Just like a sun that shines brightly, casting a strong shadow, your growing spiritual power needs to be expressed with the awareness that it will have effect on others, even if you are not completely conscious of that effect. To create peace in the expression of your power, we call upon the Mother of Mercy. Mercy tempers great strength and power with kindness, gentleness, compassion, and caring. The divine Kuan Yin brings the quality of mercy to you now as a divine gift, encouraging you to cultivate mercy in your dealings with others and to receive it for yourself now too. And the part to receive for yourself too. I don't know, I see like staying as a small daughter when you should be the mother. It should be bigger. It should be more energy, more opportunity, spiritual lessons, growing. For some reason, you're giving up growing for whatever this devil energy is that you're attached to. And by not wanting to face it, to be like, yo, this is keeping me. I want freedom. I want to go out and live. I want independence. I want to not be a coward. But this is saying like, maybe I should stay small. Maybe I should be not in charge of my own soul's growth and evolution. And this is like, yes, that's exactly what I want. I want you to stay small. I don't want you to be your badass magical self. And really, by you freeing yourself from that, I don't know, I see the longer you stay attached, opportunities are going to go, because it's going to come to you. But if you're not, right, especially if you know better, the karma or the punishment will be harder. If you know better and you're at that next spiritual phase, it's like, I don't know, I just keep seeing them like in those gates of heaven, let me in. And it's like, well, you didn't do the work that you were supposed to work through. And so it's going to keep you stuck. It's going to keep you in daughter energy rather than the mother energy of your own life. You need to go through the seasons. You can't have eternal summer forever. You need to understand the lessons that fall and winter bring, so that you can appreciate that warmth. You can't feel that warmth until you've been cold. And I feel like the Tao, the best image, is always just flowing down the river. And then all of a sudden one day you see a tree and you reach out. I don't remember where I heard this, but you reach out to the tree. Now you've got resistance against the current. And that's what's going to feel like inside. By you resisting, just letting go and going with the flow. I recommend going to look at the Tao. There's 3 level ups. Level up, level up, level up. I feel like you've gone to 1. And because you've done that 1, you know better than this low vibe and shit. So now the second one, I feel like you've almost grown to the second one, and it's scary, but it's worth it in the end because you have a free soul and you're not going to be attached to the devil anymore. So that's deep. I feel like I'm supposed to pull just this last. We got 10 of Wands. This is going to be the chains that this is going to put on you, the burdens this is going to put on you eventually is going to be too hard to carry. So I'm seeing again as the mushrooms jumping. You want the tail, you want the flying one, the lightness, the light heart. Be free. Be the captain of your own soul. By you removing these chains to this demonic energy, you're going to be able to offer that mercy and that grace and that loving. And so here's the thing. When there's 2 energies, there's a low vibe in one, there's a high vibe in one. You're not matching. And so either you give up your high vibe and you come back down, or you influence, and it's not for you to, especially as like healers, they're like, I can save you, I can change you. But if you go off on your path and you follow your love and your bliss and your joy, well, you're going to inspire others and they're going to do it themselves. And that is what is supposed to be happening here. But instead I see you going back down, going back a level, and like knocking on heaven, be like, I want in now. And they're like, do the work. So do the work. And with that, we'll leave it there. I hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.